Joe. We are so grateful to be back together talking about the Grateful Dead. This is
Mm.
the Push Comes to Shove, 1987. Is this actually from the 87 concert? Did you find it?
It is not
Hmm.
the Silver Stadium concert, but it is
Yeah.
'87, so I
Oh,
found the right period.
okay.
So this is the right version of the Dead, but not from the concert. It's actually way better,
Hmm.
in certain ways,
And
and
this is the year that In the Dark came out. So they're
Mhm.
touring behind this album, and we're getting
Yeah.
into them. This is where everybody's like, "Oh, this is the new song off of our new album," and everybody's just like, "Play Ramble on Rose."
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
everybody wants to hear the hits, and they're like, "No, we're gonna play a bunch of songs off of In the Dark," which
yeah, this
when
is
we were kid, like this is Metallica. We talked about Metallica's Black Album. We talked about mm, uh, the current album informing your opinion of the band, right?
yeah.
And In the Dark was that for us. This was the new album that came out in our lifetime, right?
Yeah, it's definitely obviously it was big because they hadn't put out, I think, a new record in a long time,
Hmm. Yeah,
and
that's a good Let me look this up real quick.
yeah.
This is something we need to start doing because we keep getting called out online about getting shit wrong. And I don't really feel, I mean, old guys Googling shit isn't the best version of a show, but
Here's well, here's the
do we want
thing.
to look like idiots or do we want to do a little research and find out what was the album before, like what year and what album came out before In the Dark?
I was having, this conversation with, my wife's uncle,
Hmm.
who was a big Deadhead or says he went to a lot of shows,
Yeah.
and, um, we were talking I guess while you're doing that, I'll say
Hmm.
mom sent me the article about Jerry's finger because
Oh.
Andy but so the let's correct this up front while you look for that. I personally think that we're victims of parents not wanting to tell their kids about playing with sharp objects and stuff like that, or
Oh.
maybe we were fucking around with a fan and we were told,
That's
like,
how
incorrect
Jerry lost
information.
his finger. Yeah,
So,
okay.
Jerry Garcia lost his finger when him and his brother were fucking around with a hatchet or, you know, moving a piece of wood around, and he got hit with a axe or a hatchet or something like that, and
Ah,
that's what fucked his finger up. So his 2 brothers doing shit with sharp objects that they shouldn't, and I
which
think
I'm sure we've done.
my parents didn't wanna say this is what you didn't wanna put any bad ideas into a kid's head, so there's, like, who knows how or why, but, I don't know how you or we obviously both heard the same thing, right? Because that's how we remembered it, but obviously wrong, and, I was talking to my wife's uncle about it, and he's just like, "Well, how much research are you doing into these topics and stuff?" And I was just like, "Yeah, I know." He's like, "Well, don't you wanna get it right online and be like,
No,
deliver a factual," and I'm like, no,
not really.
we've there's a million experts on the Grateful Dead. We like,
Yeah.
if you want that, there's plenty of that out there, right? Like, this is much more, keeping the spirit of it alive and just having a casual
Yeah.
conversation and
That well,
more of a reaction show than it is don't come to this show about facts about the Grateful Dead, everyone. I mean,
because
question everything.
I want people that are passionate about this that know way more than me to correct all the stupid shit that I've been saying. And
Yeah,
there is somebody in our comment section, Grateful Filth, that has been weighing in that way. And
yeah.
I said every time they they show up with more information than I had,
Mhm.
I'm grateful for that.
Mm.
Grateful. And I said, this is the difference between being raised on and being educated in.
Yeah.
This is just something that's been in the background. It's just omnipresent in the background without doing any kind of like research and uh, deep dive.
Yeah.
So that's just the way that we've internalized the dead for our whole lives. So I want people to tell me the facts and like what's real, and people that know more than us to come to the table with extra information. And this is just our this is just our perspective. And
Yeah.
obviously we've been lied to by our
Well, yeah, I mean, you kinda hit it on the head a little bit, like, this is, like, the fabric of our upbringing, this was constantly in the background, and we lived with a Grateful Dead expert, so neither you and I were never going to be like, "I'm gonna become an authority on the Grateful Dead," we already had
Mhm,
that sitting in the living room with us, right? So, it's not like we were in some competition to know the most about the Grateful Dead,
mhm.
alright? So, that's just never gonna happen, and it's not anything I'm actually super interested in doing. You know, there's a lot of things, a lot of work goes into a lot of different things. Deep research into the Grateful Dead, a topic that's been, you know, done and redone and overdone for decades.
Mhm.
We don't need more of that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You'll find the Ken Burns version of that elsewhere, all right? And have fun with that. If you just want to, this is more of a reaction. The problem is, Andy, I think
Yeah.
we know just enough to be dangerous, right? Like, we know enough where we can sound like we know what we're talking about, but we don't really know anything
Yeah.
about what we're talking about.
And I admit that. And
Mhm.
according to Wikipedia, Dead Set in 81 and Reckoning, those were the
Mm.
albums that came out in 81 before In the Dark. So this
That's a
is
long
6 years
gap.
later.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
long gap.
Yeah. Go to Heaven. I remember that one. Reckoning,
Uh-huh.
and I remember these album covers.
Yeah.
Um, and before that, it was like Shakedown Street in 78. So
Uh-huh.
when we were born, Steal Your Face came out the year we were born,
Mm.
and then Terrapin Station.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
oh, interesting. Mars Hotel. That was Mars Hotel was before. Huh. We're learning a lot. At any rate, yeah, it's from 81 to 87. Uh, that's a 6 year gap of albums, people patiently waiting for In the Dark to drop. And then, Touch of Grey is the big single. I remember that
Yeah.
video, but it was a short album. There's not a lot of songs on this album. And they're going to do back to back tracks off of that right now. So,
Yeah, and so, yeah, it is interesting. And none of these sound anything alike. You know, there's not like
mhm.
a through line to at least like hey, we found a new sound, right?
Yeah.
This one is like very saloon y, you know, especially Brent's piano playing, I would say.
Yeah.
I just have a technological fucking snafu here where I've already listened to this fucking song 3 times,
Okay.
and I don't know, let's just get into it. I'll save
Mhm.
my comments for in
Hmm.
lieu, in
Let's
parallel.
do it.
The dancing water cooler.
Naked in the forest, what if you could feel? Hear the baby tigers punch you in the ear. Shotgun for the silver, bullets for the drink. Knock you
Pause.
down.
That's Jerry fucking up the lyrics right there.
Oh, yeah,
Because they
okay.
come back to the actual, what is it? Shotgun made of silver, bullets made of glass, and that comes later, and so he tried to sing it there in
Oh,
the
alright.
wrong place,
He's
so
singing the
he flubbed
3rd
that.
verse,
Yeah.
same as the 1st, okay.
Yeah, yeah. But
Hey,
the piano, that real saloon piano is,
yeah.
like, really out front here.
Oh my god, I recorded an album, with one of my bands, the Driftwood Sailors, Amanda Lee Pierce and the Driftwood Sailors, available online, go listen to it, it's good. But
It
we
is.
had a hired gun play
Mm,
keys on the album,
mm.
and he did that shit like over one of the song. He ruined the song by doing that. Oh, like just as much as possible. I was like, what the fuck are we doing? And he owned the studio. He was also where we were recording. This place called
Okay.
Acme Studio. The guy was a huge Deadhead, obviously a big fan of Brent, and we're like, "Would you please play on this?" And he just did that like constantly over this song and ruined it. It was such a fucking. And then we couldn't be like, "Could you edit it out?" Because it's his studio and we're
Yeah.
fucking asshole. Anyway,
When push comes to shove, you're afraid of love. Shaking in the desert,
More lyric forgetting.
hear that baby rattlesnakes to punch you in the eye.
I just wish he would go yada yada yada, and you know what I'm talking about.
Shotguns made of silver,
How much heroin is he on at this point?
bullets made of glass. Drink by fire at your feet and wind all at your pants. When push comes to shove, you're afraid of love. When push comes to shove, when push comes to shove, you're afraid of love. When push
I'm
comes
looking
to
up the
shove.
lyrics, and
Yeah.
I'm like, these aren't the lyrics because it's the Van Halen song.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
I'm getting the lyrics wrong too on the
See,
internet.
even when we try and do research and get things right, we're fucking it up. You know what's absurd, and this doesn't mean anything except to you and I, but it's our show, so I'll bring it up. Our dad very much tried to adopt the look of Jerry Garcia. There was an era of his life where he very much looked like that. But then the keyboard player Brent, my dad had a best friend who very much looked like Brent. But then you look over at Phil, and that looks like our dad's other friend, Jack.
Yeah.
Don't you think
Oh yeah,
Phil kind of looks like Jack a little bit, like
yeah, for
in
sure.
passing,
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm looking at the band, and it just reminds me of my dad hanging out with all his friends.
Yeah.
I guess what I'm saying is I miss my dad. I'm just kidding.
So yeah, it was the shotgun made of silver, bullets made of glass. It sounds like maybe he got it half right first in that first verse, and then he used it again later.
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't.
No, it was in both these. He did use it in the first and second verse.
Yeah, yeah. But I think the first time he was getting it right, and the second time he's like, "I'm going to go back to that."
It's a good line. So he's still got the tiger emblem on the guitar here that we're looking at, because that is a swappable asset. That I think there's 3 different versions, or are they 3 different guitars, or is it just 3 different inlays that he can take in and out?
Oh, I don't
Am
know.
I wrong about that? I'm probably wrong. Let's listen to some of this song.
it's
I'm gonna look
okay.
it up, but I'm pretty sure there's different versions of that. That's trippy video, man.
So you're not wrong, but they're different. If they're not, it's not like swappable or anything. It's the same
Different
guy,
guitars.
built a Rosebud one as well, or at least
Mm.
according to the internet. 10 years apart, Doug.
Oh,
early
okay.
on.
So he has like a similar guitar with a rose on it.
Right. So 79, Doug Irwin built him the Tiger one, and then in 89, Doug Irwin built him the Rosebud one.
This is hilarious. I'm looking at a mock, and instead of the tiger, it
Yeah.
has Joe Exotic's head. Hang on, let me see if I can share this real quick. This is too fucking funny. Hang on. Yeah.
Oh, the Rosebud one is like a skeleton with like crazy hair and like a skirt or something. It's
Look at this.
Tiger King.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's great. And we're having fun. We hit the like button for stupid bullshit.
Shaking in the bedroom, what a beautiful feat. Are you still pretending to have me in the bed?
Oh, sorry. Oh, fuck. I don't know why that happened.
There it was.
Yeah.
Tapping at the window, scratching at the door. Latest Mr. Killer that you saw on telephone. And push comes to shove, you're afraid of love. Shaking in the dark, the fear within you grows.
Another Fuse shirt from Bob Weir. Were you waiting for me to bring that up?
Yes. Because I noticed it.
He's a pastel boy. I mean, I wear a lot of gay shirts too. So those who live in glass houses.
Give a baby roses, punch you in the nose. Let their arms around you, wrap you till you cry. Wrap you in the sweet perfume and love you till you die. When push comes to shove, you're afraid of love. When push comes to shove, when push comes to shove.
That's a sick bass, by the way. The old headstock. I mean, I think that's is that a 6-string?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's amazing. He's so underrated. I mean, we really should do more of a deep dive into his biography. And didn't they have to like pay him to join the band? Like it was, I think they
Like
really,
originally?
yeah. Just
Yeah.
at the beginning, they're like, "Please be in our band." He's like, I mean, I gotta go to work," and they're like, "We'll pay you to skip work. Please join the band." I think I'm right about that.
Yeah, I don't.
Get Grateful Filth. Tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But
No, nothing. Just Tons of Steel is the next song, and he does a lot of because that's Brent singing. That's
Yeah.
like almost exclusively, but Phil does a lot of backup singing on it, and so you're gonna get a lot of extra Phil coming up here.
Sweet. Fill me up with Phil. And go check that out on our Patreon after where this is going to be the free tier episode, but we have there's a lot of things living over on Patreon if you want more Grateful for the Dead content. What's over there, Joe? Walking Blues and my brother Esau. Those are on Patreon. So
I
Tons of
did.
Steel over
I
there after
asked
this.
Mom about my brother Esau, and I'm like, "What do you think about this?" And she's like, "Nah."
Yeah, like everybody thinks my brother Esau is meh. But tell us how much you love my brother Esau in the comments.
You're afraid of love when push comes to shove. When push comes to shove. When push comes to shove. shove. You're afraid of love when push comes to shove.
I am really of two minds about this, that we're we're just going through the set list for the show we went to, which is, I think it's a fine place to begin.
Yeah.
But I'm also very torn of like, why am I listening to these songs that I'm like, it's all right, when I could be listening to being like, this was my favorite, and this is my favorite, and like, there's so many songs that I want to be like, why am I listening to when push comes to shove when I could be listening to fucking Estimated Prophet? You know, like,
Mhm.
so
Because
I do.
because this is our show and this is our everybody that would bother to listen to this has their own personal experience with the dead. This is
Yeah.
ours. So that's what makes this unique. Because everybody would be like, oh yeah, I mean, Estimated Prophet, it's a great song. And everybody can agree on that.
Yeah.
But what's the different point of view is our ignorant
Yeah.
experience with a 1987 show.
Yeah.
That's why we're starting here. And
Yeah.
obviously we're going to get more knowledgeable about the band as we go through it, but this is where we started, and we're kind of starting out in a childlike
It
way,
seems
like with
like
the
I'm
way
almo
we're
yeah.
reacting to these songs and our knowledge of the band. And as people correct us, we're going to become more experienced in and as experts in a band that we know a lot about the band, just maybe not all of the details. So
Yeah.
that's what we're unpacking here.
I kinda like that philosophy around it as well, because we could even, after we do this show, just because it's a good jumping off point for us, at least, like, where do you begin? We might as well begin here, but it could also be like, what do you like, your first memories of, like, what are the first songs that you
Oh
remember, or the things that really
yeah,
stand out, you know?
remember in the movie High Fidelity when
Mm.
um, Rob is rearranging his record collection
Mhm.
autobiographically.
Yeah,
And he's like,
right.
that sounds very comforting. It is. And
It
that all we can do is approach the topic the way that we experienced it from the beginning. And so that's what we're
Yeah,
doing. So if you're watching this and going, why aren't they talking about album 1, track 1?
yeah.
It's because we're doing this from our point of view. So
Which we will get to that probably
probably.
in a way, like, if we go through all of these and we don't start hitting things like that, then, we will come back to that.
I'd rather go like through this and then go look at album 1 and be like, that's my favorite song off of that, and talk about that. And once we've covered these things that we're more passionate about, then we'll start discovering the other things, like My Brother Esau, that I was just like, oh, I never even heard this one, or
Mm,
because it wasn't my parents' favorite. So this
yeah,
is a deep cut, a B-side that I've never even heard before, because I'm certain. I mean, that song right there is one of those. So
yeah,
I don't want to talk about shit that I don't care about. So I think we should start talking about things that we really do like. I'm kind of holding some things close to the chest because I don't want to reveal some of my favorite stuff, because we'll dedicate whole episodes to it. But I would
mm,
like to do shows where you say, "Oh, I really like this one," and I say, "I really like this one," and maybe we can
yeah,
compare notes on them, like go not head to head like it's competition, but
mhm,
just say the things that are more meaningful, the way that I was saying that Direwolf was for me.
yeah.
But
Yeah, and then I also wanna get to the point where we have people saying, "This is the best version," or, like,
mm,
we get a recommendation and say, like, "Go check this one out, this version of it," or something like that, or even have a competition or something. It was just like, "You tell me," give it a week, would be like, lead it up, or be like, "Tell me what the best version of," because we already did Bertha. "What's the best
mm.
version of Bertha?"
Oh, it's
And then
obviously John Mayer performing it.
mhm, mhm.
He did a good job. It's fine. Whatever. John Mayer's a good guitar player. Um Yeah, so that's Push Comes to Shove. I like that song, and I like you said, it's a very saloony kind of drunk swagger um, vibe,
I
and
think it's a easy I think it's easy. I think it's the dead on easy mode in a way,
yeah.
which you need those too, right? Like, it's a long fucking set, right? If we're looking at, the Silver Stadium
Well,
2
it's just
set, it's 2 set the Grateful did long shows. Some of them have to be fucking not so crazy, so,
yeah, and
um
they were at this point in time one of the most commercially successful touring acts
mm,
in the world, right? So they
yeah.
were putting out commercially viable, digestible stuff. This is something to be played on the radio or whatever. This was a big business at this point. So
Yeah.
they probably had a record exec telling them that they need to record Push Comes to Shove in Spanish and
Well, because
do a Christmas album.
and then we're also gonna hear Tons of Steel, right here in a second, and that's like the opposite of this,
Yeah,
like,
one for
it's very
you, one
yeah,
for them, one for us.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So follow us over to Patreon to listen to Tons of Steel, which I do remember the song. This is a Brent song. It's kind of like one of those songs where you realize that the brilliance of him. But
mm,
I hope you invest the $3 and go check out all of the other content here, all of our ridiculous other show, and the couple of dead songs that are featured over there. So bit.ly/stay sorry to check that out. And in the meantime, you can follow us on Instagram, allapologiespodcast.com, where you will find out what we have coming up next. So
mm.
for Joe Sixpack, I'm Trucker Andy saying,
Stay grateful.